Listen, Mauritius has quietly run one of the most generous residency paradoxes in the world. It's actually called the premium visa, and it's been in place since 2022, shortly after C-19, that whole thing that happened that everybody knows around the world. But in this video, I want to break down why you have a 12-month window, because you know on this channel we have been talking about the Russia-US escalations. Where is neutral territory? Where can you get a residency in a non-corrupt country that's not going to bribe you, that's not going to look at you like, ugh, this American passport, but that's going to look at you as a valued citizen in the world? If you're someone that has had their eyes on Africa, this is for you. If you're in Thailand and you're like, it's becoming too difficult, this is for you. If you're in Ghana and you're like, I'm kind of tired of going through this foolishness that I deal with over here, again, this is for you. So stay to the end, because this video is going to blow your mind. Issued by Mauritius, the Premium Permit Paradox is for professionals, consultants, digital nomads, remote workers, and they even have a pretty nice retirement scheme as well. Wait till the end of the video for me to talk about that. But this premium one, that's literally what it's called. And so it's for you if you want 12 months residence, that's renewable and free, like FREE free. No local employment requirement, and you are expected not to join the local workforce. So this is best if you are an entrepreneur or you have a very, very flexible W-2, but we typically tell people you want to make sure that you're an entrepreneur, you have an online business, you're in law, you're in finance, you're in medicine, you're in healthcare, you're in wellness, whatever it is, you own and operate your business and have all of your banking statements, all of your paperwork to prove it. And guess what? You get access to banking, leases, schooling, and healthcare. Now, let me give you a little insider tip, okay? If you do not want to be taxed, do not revert your money to Mauritius necessarily until you go to like a self-employed entrepreneur visa, or if you were to switch to a retirement visa or a different class. Because if you do not remit money in the country in a Mauritian bank, then you get 0% tax. Now, if you are from the US or the UK, even Germany or Canada, and you are looking at this, you know this moment is precisely for you, but you may be feeling like, wow, I've never even heard of the country, or I don't know much about it. Well, this is the soft landing visa that you need to observe, see how you like it, see how the island runs, see how you like the prices of rent out here, because you can get a 4 to 5 bedroom place, literally a villa with a pool, for anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 to $1,900. Yes, 4 to 5 beds, pool, luxurious, fully furnished, okay? But let's keep it a secret, because Western society does not even believe that this exists, okay? And so once you observe and stabilize, then you can decide your next move for the long term in Mauritius, or if you'd like to hop to Seychelles, Madagascar, South Africa, do it. But this is your gateway to Africa and Asia. But let me tell you why the next 12 months matter so much. You know that the world is shifting. World War III may be on the horizon. Countries are tightening their global policies, their visa ladders. State departments are telling their citizens, hey, get out of this country and go back to your country. This is why the next 12 months is pivotal, because these things may not be around in the next 12 to 18 months to 24 months. And so you have to be strategic about what you're doing. Now, Mauritius has been moving people, because understand this is a temporary or transitory residence, although it is pretty long. Renewing up to 3 and 4 years is quite common. After that, you are expected to transition to a self-employed entrepreneur visa, 10 years, $35,000 to $50,000 in the bank, and 2 letters from Mauritian businesses here. Or you can go on the retirement visa if you are over 50 years old and you make $2,000 in retirement income from the US, the UK, Canada, France, wherever you are from. Now, this is the most simplified self-employed entrepreneur permit that I have ever seen. And again, it lasts 10 years. And I know because I research this day and night all the time, looking at South Africa, Kenya, Thailand, the Philippines. Mauritius has all of these countries beat. Quite frankly, you won't see something that's even comparable than this than if you were going to maybe a Spain, which gives you the 3-year digital nomad visa right off the bat. Okay, so this is on the top elite scale. And remember, if you didn't know, taxes here, once you're an entrepreneur and you have your business here, 15% corporate flat tax, that's it. Not 45% like South Africa if you make over $48,000 a year, not 36% like Kenya if you make over $40,000 a year, not these high scrupulous amounts of taxes people pay in Europe, but a nice clean 15%, which gives you margin to invest back in your business, invest in your children, homeschool your children, run your business, buy some gold, or just go on a boat like I like to do and enjoy your time at sea, because you have that leeway, that margin, that freedom to just, you really feel like you're wealthier since you don't have to spend all your money in taxes. Let me pull out my notes because I decided to do some deeper digging for you. If you want to know the top 12 to 13 regions that are currently investing in Mauritius, well, my friend, I'm happy to tell you. Hit the like button, share this with 10 to 20 people who need to hear about this information, because quite frankly, in the West, we don't get enough of this information and international insights. Now, let's get into this list. Number 1, you may or may not be aware, is of course South Africa. South Africa is heavily invested into Mauritius with Absa Bank, Standard Bank, and other restaurants, expats, retirees that even buy property out here as well. Now, the foreign investment that comes to Mauritius that buys real estate, about 20% to 35% of those people are South Africans. Number 2, Kenyan investors. I was surprised by this one. I thought maybe like Nigeria would be next, but Kenyan investors are coming out here in droves as well, but they're doing it quietly with easy registrations in Mauritius. And Kenya and Mauritius have great trade relations. When you go to the store here, I actually found a few products here that were shipped from Kenya to Mauritius the way that South Africa ships a whole lot of stuff here in heavy numbers. Now, number 3 is Nigeria and Southern Africa as a whole. Now, you find so many Nigerian diaspora out here that are on student visas, then they may switch to open their business, or they may actually come out here and get a job. So even if you're not aware, like if you're from the Western society, you think, okay, the only way to come out here is through my business or the digital nomad visa. But Africans and Indonesians and people in Asia come here to get work and to find jobs. Numbers 4 and 5 respectively are Zimbabwe and India. Zimbabwean investors favor Mauritius for legal and monetary stability. You know, Zimbabwe had that big currency crash years ago, and so they are trying to be super diversified if they're high net worth individuals who have the ability to travel and move to Mauritius or just to do business here. And then number 5 is of course India. Now, a lot of Mauritius is of Indo descent, about 60% to be quite clear with you. And so India is one of the heaviest investors in Mauritius, which just shows you the diversified geopolitical portfolio of Mauritius, where they have all of these alliances with Asia, Africa, Europe, America, and beyond. Okay, now let's go on over to number 6, which has to be China. China, of course, is a world superpower, and they are everywhere. So it's no surprise that they invest in real estate projects here, building factories, things of that nature. Number 8 is Korea, because they actually, South Korea, invest here. Restaurant businesses, we were quite surprised to find even a Mauritanian restaurant business out here. So the restaurant industry is booming here because so many expats and Mauritians love to eat out. Like, this is one of those countries in Africa, and this can sometimes be rare depending on where in Africa you are, but Mauritians love eating out, and so do the expats. And so everybody's like, let me get a good meal, and the food out here is quite amazing. It is the bomb. Now, our next country might be surprising, but it's Russia. Number 9, Russia invests heavily out here as well. They invest in beauty, they invest in a lot of different industries, and they have private wealth that intersects in Mauritius and has been since 2022. Numbers 10, 11, and 12 respectively are Canada, Great Britain, and the US. All of these countries are investing heavily in Mauritius in different ways. Now, Canada invests heavily in getting Mauritians to come and school in Canada, or in Canadian expats coming to Mauritius for retirement or something like the premium visa. Great Britain, of course, they are super huge because they used to be a dominant world power, and so they invest pretty much everywhere. This is evident by the fact that we actually speak English fine in Mauritius, and most people understand what you're saying. Now, lastly, we have America, which is quite new, because you may be shocked to hear this. Come close, come a little bit closer. America is investing over $300 million in building a U.S. embassy out here in Mocha, Mauritius, which tells us that America plans to have ongoing neutral diplomacy with the Mascarene Island region, which is made up of Mauritius, Madagascar, Mayo, and all of these other countries, of course, as well as the other island nations that are near this region. So that's the comprehensive list. Let me know which of these countries most surprised you. Let me know, are you also thinking of traveling to Mauritius, Africa in 2026? Remember, you have 12 months to decide, because the next 12 to 18 months, with the way WW3 is looking like it's transpiring, you're not going to be able to go many places anymore. You should go ahead and check out the Economic Development Bank of Mauritius, EDB Mauritius, because that is where you're going to submit your residency application. And did I forget to mention that Mauritius is visa-free for Americans and United Kingdom and Canadians? Most people in the world actually stay here visa-free for 3 months and then get an extension possibly for 6 months before transitioning to a different visa, unless they are trying to come as a worker. And so in that case, they need to do a little vetting and find their job before switching from tourist to worker. But you can switch from tourist to premium, or tourist to self-employed entrepreneur, or tourist to retirement. Enjoy your time. I hope to see you soon in Mauritius, somewhere out and about. There's plenty of places to go out and about, so maybe I'll see you.